guests, family, and friends. Over 11 months ago, my husband and I arrived on the island of Oahu, full of disbelief and wonder. We were here on a 1-year work visa. It took us 2 attempts to get through immigration. Many people, in fact, majority of the people that we know couldn't believe that we were actually taking the risk and doing what we were doing, especially at our age. In retrospect now, I believe that we've sparked some inspiration and possibly some change in other people about taking risks and believing in themselves and refreshing and reviving. We decided the year before we moved to sell almost everything we owned and go on a working and life adventure. At the time, we had no idea that Hawaii was going to be the start of that journey. We had been coming to Hawaii for over 30 years as tourists. We quickly connected to the aloha spirit. We had a connection to it right here. We dreamed of one day living here. It always felt like home to us. We're very ordinary people, but we always kept dreaming. We needed to keep working, which meant that we had to get creative of what we were going to do with this journey. So what we did was we created a vision board. And on the vision board, we listed 6 options and the pros and cons of each option. 3 of those options were in Canada, and 3 of them were actually international options that we had really small leads on. And one of them was Hawaii. One of the deal breakers for us was that we needed the blessing of our 3 daughters before we started, which we enthusiastically received. With belief and faith, Hawaii quickly became more of a reality for us. It was almost a surreal experience for us to see this unfold. And actually, I did see it. I actually saw us, the back of us, walking through security, pulling our luggage. I saw everything that we were wearing. I saw it. And when we were turned away at immigration in Vancouver, I couldn't figure that out because I'd already seen us walking through on our way through security. When we went through security or immigration the second time, we went in Calgary. Not knowing, again, this was 3 weeks later if we were going to get through. And after 5 minutes of questioning, we were granted our visas, and I walked right into my dream. I walked right into it. I couldn't distinguish if what I was seeing was my dream or reality. Our time here has been absolutely life-changing. And in the words from Waikiki, from The Lion King, change is good. Change is good. And as we get pumped up to return to Canada for whatever opportunities are going to present themselves to us there, other than the cold weather, I don't know quite yet how we're going to handle that. I feel confident. We feel confident that we're going to be back here because we feel like we belong here. The best experience and most prodigious experience that I have had living here is that I am part of a halau, or hula studio, called Halau Kiawai Lehua. I have my own flask to prove it. A few weeks after we arrived, we were at one of the stores that my husband's looking after, and 2 of our staff members were coming to work. They were all their full makeup, and they had their hair done, and they had flowers in their hair, and I quickly went up to them and I said, "You guys are so beautiful. What's going on?" "Well, we have just been doing hula on Waikiki Beach." "Oh my gosh, you guys are so beautiful. I have dreamed 30 years of being able to do hula." "Well, you can do hula." Now I'm going back a little bit to my last speech with the Zumba story. "No, I can't do hula." "Yes, you can do hula. You can do it. Join." I kind of left it at that, and a week later, when we went back to the store, there was an application for me to join the halau. So I thought, why not? So I started answering some of the questions. Current level of hula. Pre-beginner. Number of years of hula experience. Zilch. Oh well. They encouraged me to join. And I was accepted into this halau. I'm quite confident that I am the only non-Hawaiian, and I for certain am the only blonde. They've accepted me as one of their own. I've been to our kumus, or teachers' ceremony, at one of the most beautiful places I've ever been to in my life, set against the Ku'ulau Mountains next to Kaneohe. I have my own pa'u. I'm quite often asked to give the blessing after class because I'm always so honored and grateful to be a part of that halau. I volunteered at the funeral of the grandma of one of my hula sisters. I know all the basic hula moves, and I know 2 almost full dances. I've made lifelong friends through hula, and that has been the highlight for me and the most life-changing. When we went back to Canada in June for our daughter's graduation from nursing, I was telling all my family and friends about how exciting it was to be accepted into something so meaningful to me. I feel it right here. My 95-year-old grandma asked me if I would mind putting on a performance at the facility where she lives. So I had no sooner said yes than there were posters all over this facility. The activity coordinator had all the equipment and everything I needed. So the next morning, there were 20 ladies in their chairs. We presented each one of them with a lei. I did a slideshow. I talked about my journey here. I showed them some basic moves, and some of them got up and danced, and I did one of the full hula dances. Now they're asking me when I'm coming back. In fact, my grandma asked me about the week after. When are you coming back? Well, we know we're going back next month, and thank goodness I know another dance. I have to tell you a little funny story. There was a workshop that we were to attend, and it was called an Oli workshop. Now, I thought it was a workshop on the rocks that we had to buy to make sounds in hula. So I eagerly went to this workshop with my rocks. What I found out is that Oli means chanting. So we were learning to do a chant in Hawaii. Now, I'm sitting in the room learning how to correctly pronounce the Hawaiian alphabet. And my kumu, or teacher at the back of the room, says, "Auntie Karen, you've got to be having trouble with this." I'm like, you think. But I did it. In part 2 of my series, Learning to Thrive, I talked about the power of our thoughts. In the fall of 2013, I signed up to be a certified trainer with Infinite Possibilities in Boston. I used whatever I could to get there. Air miles, hotel points, it just did not come at a good time, but something here told me I needed to go. Infinite Possibilities is a program where we learn to live deliberately and that you can live the life of your dreams. We're all here to learn that dreams really do come true. I also mentioned last week that at Infinite Possibilities we were encouraged to join Toastmasters, which I thought, I'm surely not going to need Toastmasters, and I will not be joining Toastmasters. What I didn't say in my speech last week was that when I walked into the social on the Thursday evening, there were about 300 people dancing, there was loud music playing, there was smiles and laughter and such joy coming out of that room. And here's where the story gets cool. About 4 years ago, I started writing in a journal almost every day. My thoughts passing through, my dreams, what I wanted to do with my life, my hopes. I'm an ordinary person, and that's what makes this story so cool. I never thought that I would be doing events or leading public speaking, but that's exactly what I had written in my journal 4 years ago. I want to do fun shops. Because who wants to go to a workshop? And I want these fun shops to be about living the life of your dreams and believing in yourself. And I want to tell my story so that I encourage other people to live their dreams as well. And I want there to be music, And I want there to be dancing and laughter, and I want us to encourage each other and break through our fear. That's exactly what I'd written in there. And I even had listed 30 songs that I was going to play at those events. And every one of those songs was played at Infinite Possibilities. Every single one of them. I came home so full of energy to get this going. Is anyone here a fan of the Eagles? Eagles? The Eagles are one of my favorite bands. In particular, one of their songs is called Already Gone.
Oh, yeah.
And there's a couple of lyrics out of that song that I thought were really fitting. So oftentimes it happens that we live our life in chains and we never even know we have the key. I told someone close to me after coming back to Boston that I wanted to public speak and share my story so that I could help other people come into their greatness and live the life of their dreams too. I was quickly told that I couldn't do that and that nobody would want to listen to me and I had nothing to say and that there were already hundreds of people doing that and were very successful at it. And I have to admit that it's taken me a year to process that and to get over that. But that's okay. That's okay. It's part of my story. Here I am now, ready, with my happy hula feet. Here I am at Toastmasters as well, having finished my 10 speeches in just over 2 months. I'm so grateful that I pushed through that fear and joined this organization because it certainly was not easy for me. I've made new friends, I felt safe here, I felt encouraged, I've grown, and I feel confident, and I feel ready. I feel more ready than I would have been a year or two ago. And my story is anyone's story. And I'm here to say it doesn't matter who you are, or where you are, or what you've been through, or what you think other people think of you, or what other people actually say to you to crush your dreams. You can live your dream. I'm proof of that. You can learn to thrive. You can learn to thrive. Be grateful. Be mindful of your thoughts and live your dreams. You're going to experience freedom and happiness and such a full life, there's going to be no turning back. Mahalo.